everyone. You're watching my interview with Marc Bookman, founder and CEO of Opoo Labs. Opoo Labs developed a blockchain-based technology platform for skincare. And skincare is a very popular and a very fast-growing industry, especially in Asia right now. The whole skincare concept and the model sounds very promising to me, as I have learned recently that the skincare and the entire anti-aging industry may be the next trillion-dollar business. So I think it will be useful for our audience, both ICO investors and those who are planning to launch their ICOs, to know the secrets behind the success of Opoo Coin and the business model. So Marc, what is Opoo and what does it do?
Yes. So Opoo Labs is building a platform that is bringing together all the players in the skincare industry, consumers, doctors, manufacturers, researchers, and we're trying to provide objective data to the consumer about what products actually work for them. There's no real objective source of this information in the skincare space now. People just have to try and buy things or talk to their friends. And there's a basic lack of trust for many reasons in advertising. So we want to give the user a tool, and we use imaging and AI to help the user monitor the quality of the products and whether they're working for them or not. And the whole ecosystem then, and the incentive and reward system we built is powered by Opoo Coin.
Okay. I heard that Opoo Coin launch was quite successful. What were the big takeaways from Opoo's successful ICO launch?
Yes, well, I think we spent a lot of time in terms of the messaging and putting together a very detailed white paper, a lot of effort on the design of the website so that it was attractive to people. And then we designed an airdrop that actually was sort of a win-win, not just sort of just post on Facebook, but where actually people could come and try the preview version of our app and give us data about their skincare preferences. And then we had a very generous reward of Opoo coins. And we did that one airdrop, and then it sort of went viral from there. So it's been pretty good.
All right. So were there any surprises during the ICO launch?
Well, the main surprise has been the number of people, how viral it went. We would have been happy 30 or 40,000 people, let's say, have signed up by now. But we've just passed 118,000 today.
Wow.
And it keeps growing. And like 40% of those people who are signing up and trying the app are actually filling out the whole profile so that we're getting all their skincare preferences. And what we saw, it was, I think when it was at about 80 or 90,000, I have to go back and check the data, but it's grown since then, but we're probably at about $10 million a month in skincare products that our current audience, our current users spend every month. So it's already a very large, let's say, marketplace that we've sort of assembled here. So that was our biggest surprise.
Okay. Sounds very good.
Yeah, we're excited.
So what were the difficulties that you had to tackle during the ICO launch?
Well, the first thing is that right in the middle of us planning this, and then just as we launched, of course, the market crashed in terms of the Bitcoin prices, and then people kind of holding back on cryptocurrency.
And the regulations.
And then, yes, absolutely, the regulations being a mess right now. They're all over the map, and at this stage of the game, it's not really helpful to build out the blockchain industry. So, what do we do for this? Well, in terms of the bear market, the only thing we can do is just keep improving our model and improving the way we communicate it to the investors, and think about what the investors are looking for. So a lot of them are looking for equity deals now, combined with tokens, and so we're planning that also. And so it really comes down to listening carefully. There's still people investing, it's just not as much. So it means it's probably if there's right now 10 times more ICOs and 1/10 the interest, so you have to be 100 times better, 100 times more competitive. And so we're trying to be that way.
Okay, so for the ICO investors, they might want to know your plans for next year. What are the steps that you'll be taking to develop Opoo, and what will you be doing in the remaining months of this year?
Sure. So we have the preview version of our app at opu.ai, and so you can actually try the application. And then the ICO information is at ico.opu.ai. Okay, so that's where all the information and preview version of our platform is. And that preview version of the platform now has the AI engine working, and we give a free analytics report to people who do the skincare test. And the Opal coin is actually functioning right now. So what we're going to be adding then next is what we call it Opu Brand Connect. It's the actual research tool. Given the fact that we have that large audience of skincare enthusiasts already, we decided to open up the research tool to the brands right away. So that's the very next thing that's going to launch. And right after that, we're developing what we're calling the liquidity bridge. The liquidity bridge is going to be either a smart contract or some type of wallet, kind of decentralized wallet, which will allow consumers, not consumers, but public holders, investors of the token to sell it back through the liquidity bridge to the buyers on our platform. And so that's going to create the demand and a pull of tokens from the public market into our ecosystem. And so then after this, then we'll start continue on the roadmap that we have in the white paper. So tools for doctors, product recommendation engine, and then we'll begin to work on smart contracts that deal with privacy, and then giving sophisticated rewards to the consumer for the use or the access to their data.
Okay. And this next question is for the people who are planning to launch their ICO.
Yeah.
What would be your advice, your biggest piece of advice that you would like to give them?
Sure. So for the people who are planning an ICO right now, I would say don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay.
Forget it. It's too hard. Don't bother. Do something else. But if you're really serious though, in spite of me saying this, if you still want to do it, then what I would say is that, of course, you got to have a real solution. You've got to have it semi-developed to a point you can demo and show that it really works. You have to have some good plan for how the blockchain adds value. I'm not a big advocate of the idea that if you can do it without the blockchain, you shouldn't do it with the blockchain. So I think it really should be the opposite analysis, which is what does the blockchain do for you? Okay. And there's certainly decentralization aspects to blockchain, but there's also the fintech aspect of it, which is very interesting. How do you connect markets with cryptocurrency? This is by itself very interesting to me. So once you've thought through that, okay, am I decentralized? Is there a fintech aspect to this? You need to think through your tokenomics very, very deeply. And so the most important thing you need to do when you get to that stage is think through all the players in the ecosystem and understand how each one will use the token, how each one will benefit from the token, and have some type of model of the supply and demand. It's very important to do this, and then with that you can go out to the investors and say, this is why you should buy my token. If you haven't gone that far and have a convincing story, no one's going to buy it.
Yeah.
And so you have to keep working until you get there.
How about the timing?
Timing-wise, though, even though I said don't do it, I'm semi-serious, semi-joking about this. It could actually be right now a very good time to be planning an ICO.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that next year is going to be a really good year for crypto. A lot of things are coming together. I think so too. I think it's all here to stay. And if you're serious about your solution, it's going to work, you believe in it. Early next year, spring next year could be a very good time to launch, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you